about you. Stay here any longer. Not now. I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you.
Unseen for generations, a Dyad in the Force.
The Force is strong with this one.
Dartman86 joined Squadron 7.
Well,
Hey!
what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 77 of Dyad in the Force. We are here to just talk to you guys. You know, Star Wars Celebration 22 is just around the corner, and we will be in Anaheim in just over 4 days with everyone. We're gonna meet everybody. Absolutely.
That's so soon.
And we have a lot of stuff planned. What's up, Dob? Thank you for tuning in. Darthman86. So welcome to Squadron 7. I think you've been a member or not. Let me take a quick gander here. No, I think this is your first time becoming a member, so thank you so much for becoming a member of what we're going to call in the future something different from Squadron 7. The Dyad in the Force, Dyad Squad, I guess. We'll see. I think that's it, though.
Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. D Squad. D Squad.
D Squad. Yeah, we're gonna be in Star Wars Celebration in a little over 4 days. There's so much to, let me bring in the chat. There's so much to think about, so much to speculate on, and
So much to do, so much to see.
so what's wrong with taking? Is that the song you're thinking of? So what's wrong with taking the back street? Okay. Recap and thoughts on if the Sith are really Sith. Yeah, we were talking about this in our live on TikTok, our pre-show. We'll get to that in a bit. I do want to say that, like, we have a lot of things planned for Star Wars Celebration, not the least of which is going live from there to do a reaction to the first 2 episodes of Kenobi. So if you are not going to be at Celebration and you want to hang out with us, the Dyad, we are going to have a couch set up, of course, camera pointed at the couch, and we're just going to be watching the first 2 episodes when it drops. And you guys can hang out with us and watch along if you want, and see our organic reactions to that. We also have a ramen party scheduled for our very own Star Wars lawyer. Small little gathering, just so he can taste the wonders of in the heavens of ramen. And we actually, what do we have on Saturday other than like our small little couch stream for Dyad? What's happening on Saturday?
On Saturday we got a little event later that night for those of you who are above 21 years old. But yeah, we'll be hanging out with the Keeg, and man, there might be some free drinks, or will definitely be at least discounted drinks. There's gonna be cool stuff. Also, if you want to hang out with Mesa Windu and Theories by T, you'll be chilling there as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Awesome. Definitely lots planned for Star Wars Celebration. I had to tell somebody this earlier today. I'm not going to have any room to breathe until I start working, which is a weird sentence to say, considering, but, the upcoming week and everything we have to do in that leading up to, the start of work for me, at least, is, it's a lot to do. It's a lot to do.
Yeah, we gonna be busy. We gonna be busy.
Let's see here. Okay, now we can revisit what the chat was saying. Recap and thoughts on if the Sith are really Sith. So, the thing that I was saying, and I'll let you, Choco, take the floor on this, because I had a hefty kind of spiel on it, is that, anyone can claim to be a Sith. It's just like the rule of two. These are all social constructs, really, and there could be a planet, just like on in Afra. There was a group that splintered off of the Jedi that was called the Ordu Aspectu. I mean, anyone can just take what they want, take the beliefs that they want, do another order, and just create something and be that. And so, if there were a Sith out in the Outer Rim, or even in the Unknown Regions, who had a Sith manuscript and was going off of, the teachings of an ancient Sith Lord, they could have their own Sith order. But in the context of the movies, Bane, Tenebris, Palpatine, Xana. I don't know, is Xana canon? I don't think so. But, Tenebris, Plagueis, Palpatine, Tyrannus, Maul, they were all Sith in the eyes of that narrative. But what about you, Choco?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's interesting, especially if you go back and read, Darth Bane, that trilogy. There's at one point in time where Xana is captured, but essentially by a guy who believes himself to be Sith and wants to be Sith, and has actually found remnants of these people who went to the Sith assassin school and stuff like that, because not 100% of the people were taken down by Bane. Basically, she gathers them together and tells them that we're gonna go fight my master, takes them all there, and then she just chills and watches Bane slaughter them all. Now, were they Sith? They followed the tenets. They believed it. Were they? In the end, though, when we're typically referring to Sith, we're referring to the specific line through Darth Bane. If you are referring to Catholicism, we're talking about the people who follow stuff through the Pope and those official channels. You could probably do it separate. I don't know. I don't actually know much about Catholicism, so that'd be a bad example. But I'm just saying, if we're just looking at the specific line, that's typically what we're referring to, but it doesn't mean other people couldn't try to follow the ways. And we have people like the Sith Eternal that do follow the tenets. Are they considered Sith? No. And I think we actually get a bit more of a breakdown on what is considered Sith in the book Shadows of the Sith. I'm only halfway done with the book, but...
To the Eggy Pocket?
DePaul super shattered a $10 large ramen crate, dropping some love. 4 more days. 4 more days. Road to SWCA22. Steaming bowl.
Steaming bowl.
Bowl.
Oh,
Love
man.
One last thing, though, is I think about Maul, who was replaced, right? So he didn't fit the category. He was basically stopped showing up to work but wasn't officially handed his papers yet. But is he still an employee? I wouldn't say so, even though he wasn't formally fired. And the boss came out and made it very clear the next time we saw him that he was no longer considered to be part of the organization. So I don't know.
Yeah. Shout out to Jedi Master DePaul, unofficial channel sponsor. Dropping some love. 4 more days. Road to Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 22. That is right. In 4 days, we are all going to meet up and we're all gonna sweat. CJ says, anyone outside of the rule of 2 Sith that we know it gets messy to consider them as true Sith, and we end up back with the messy rule of 1 in Lost Tribe. Great concepts, but messy finales. So in this regard, I think we're closer to, I mean, I think of the Mandalorians now. Who is a true Mandalorian, who is not a Mandalorian? Seemingly Din Djarin had his, you know, proverbial stripes taken away by the armor. So is he still a Mandalorian? I mean, do we take the armorer's word? Do we take Bo-Katan's word? Who is the arbiter for who is a Mandalorian, who isn't? Right? And we have several arguments or debates over whether or not Jango was semantically because he was a foundling, and we have so many positions that do not exist that people take. And I like to reiterate that as people of lore and who cares about canon, we can't take positions that don't exist. So the position that does exist is that Jango was a foundling. That's it. That's all we can assert. You guys can have your headcanons, and that's fine. It's valid. But we can't say that he is for sure a Mandalorian until someone says he had taken the creed or something of that nature. But it still kind of muddies the water here with Sith. Like, who determines that? Like, Maul was a he was a Dark Lord under Palpatine, and then, you know, he created sort of like his own little hierarchy with Savage. Is that not a true Sith? Or just because Palpatine said you are not a Sith, does that mean he's not a Sith anymore? Like, he's still following the teachings and the tenets and stuff like that. So it gets really, really confusing when we talk about true of anything, because, like, you know, labels are labels and they're pretty complicated. What up to Too Furious? I think I've seen you once or twice before in Dyad in the Forest. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the show. Podwads Podcast. Luke gets the finalist and the champion. Yes. Champion. Finalist. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
See. Yeah.
Hello from the right account. What's up, Chase? 4 days, man. 4 days. Maul was fired for job abandonment.
Yep.
He didn't show up for work. Is it not said in the Clone Wars that Jango was not a Mandalorian? And yeah, I mean, this kind of adds to how muddy the waters are for labels, right? Like, Almec says he's just a common bounty hunter. Boba Fett says he was a foundling, and then the armorer says to Din, you are no longer a Mandalorian. There's just too many people prescribing these labels and taking them away. For me, canonically, the only one that truly can is Bo-Katan and Satine. But then again, like, the entirety of the culture got, like, glassed, so it's up in the air at this point.
Yeah, okay, so I will say this. If we're speaking specifically of the Bane line of Sith, the only person that can name someone a Sith would be the Master. You know, that is a person that names them, and that is kind of how it even worked, you know, back in that book where, you know, they brought now I can't remember her name, but the Itachi assassin was brought with, you know, Xana to the fight, and then Bane and Xana fight, and whoever is the victor was going to take that person on. So afterwards, the new master named this apprentice Darth Cognus, and they move forward. As far as the Jango thing, I always find it funny because, like, yes, Olmec directly says, he's just a common bounty hunter, and people are so quick to say, well, Olmec's not trustworthy, but like you can't just throw out what he said because you don't like the guy, you know what I mean? But also, we do have a canon Jango comic, right? Age of Republic Jango Fett. Back of the comic, in editorial, it specifically says Jango's not a Mandalorian. In the back of that comic. Now, obviously, that can change, right? Because there's people talking about it. But for me, since there is no direct confirmation saying he is, people can speculate it. All of the things that confirm who are Mandalorians, none of them say that for Jango. We've never seen him act in favor of Mandalore or do anything like to indicate. So not by name, not by action, not by the creators has he ever been confirmed to be up. And so until we get that, yeah, we say no.
I mean, I think for the most part, as of this moment, the only Mandalorians we truly can confirm are Mandalorians by blood. So that would be Bo-Katan, Koska Reeves, Axe Woves, whoever the armorer is, who, people have theories that's going to be either like Rook Cast or something from someone from the Maul's faction. Paz Vizsla, I guess. He's Clan Vizsla. Sabine, the Clan Ren that we know. But
well, we can also confirm anyone where the reference books or StarWars.com specifically says they are.
Right.
As well. Hello, Mara J.
Hey, Beth.
How are you doing, Beth?
That was supposed to be a hi. Which one? The empty and then the .0? How does that turn into a hi? Let's see. Well, I don't know. But thank you for tuning in, Beth. What I'm referring to in terms of Shiki Ground is everyone that we meet through the covert or the tribe, which we don't know. Like, I can immediately say that the armor is for sure Mandalorian, but like, Vizsla, it's a known house. But anyone that was like a foundling, we don't know if they took the creed, if they care about Mandalore, because for me, at least given the lore that we have on Mandalorians, it's a holistic thing. It's not like something you become and then you can just go off and just be a chef somewhere or something. Like you take the creed.
It's active.
Yeah, you pledge your loyalty to Mandalore and you actively fight for Mandalore. And then of course to the armor, you don't take off your helmet. But again, unreliable narrators and all. And to your point, when people say, but like Almec is unreliable, it's like, oh, so Boba Fett is also reliable in contrast because he shows the chain code. Everyone's an unreliable narrator. Jango could have told him
from a certain point of view.
Yeah.
And then one last thing before we move on, I think a great example to look at would be Asajj Ventress, who essentially grew up as a Padawan. Like if you were to compare that to being a foundling, she was found by a Jedi, she was raised as a Padawan, she fought by his side and went on missions. Did she ever become a Jedi? No. I know, same thing. Anyhow,
what up?
Is there anything? I still haven't seen I still have to wait to see what we may have won as far as the panels we're going to. But what are you most excited for, man?
I just want something new. Like I'm hype already for everything that we are bound to get, from publishing, from High Republic to Tales of the Jedi, to all the panels we have of the shows upcoming. But you know, as my first celebration, I want to be there for something that is new, that is announced, so I experience it with everyone. So if, for example, they announce a High Republic movie or show, I want to be there to experience that with everybody. But I mean, of course I'm excited for everything that's upcoming, but for sure something that's new. Like maybe a title reveal for Taika Waititi. Some kind of like working footage teaser for anything that we have not seen or know about upcoming.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Although there are a couple things, like I really want to get those leather High Republic books. I don't know if you saw them. They release all the adult novels in like a special box set. They're beautiful, and I want them. But yeah, hanging out with people. I mean, I do think the panels are the best part, but I think this is going to be a really special, one-of-a-kind experience, and I really look forward to making sure that that Beth has the best time possible.
Yes, that's our prime directive over here. Does Mandalorian armor have hygienic properties? Body odor must begin to leak out if you can't take it off. Beskar is amazingly insolent to body odor, so it's also resistant to it.
There's like a little exhaust port that just shoots out all the stank.
Yeah, pretty much. Will Rogue Squadron have an orchestral version of Danger Zone? Is the only question I need answered. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, I doubt it. It's gonna find its own. Like I want what's his name, Ludwig Göransson to do the score for Rogue Squadrons and Rogue Squadrons.
I have always wanted to Square Madden.
I always dreamed of Square Madden. Yes, I want Ludwig Göransson to score Rogue Squadronson, and create like a wholly unique sound, orchestral, but also like something that is as iconic as Danger Zone. But I don't want it to be Danger Zone. Like I don't want like. And then the opening crawl happens. Like it doesn't work. It doesn't work thematically. You know what I mean?
I do. I do want there to be some type of volleyball. Like, okay, there is two things I need them to pay homage to. They need to have like a camaraderie thing where they're maybe they're playing hut ball or something like that. And then they have to do the high five at some point.
For sure. I mean, that goes with Beth's question. Will it have its own volleyball scene like Top Gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, wedgie ball. What's the closest analog to volleyball in Star Wars?
We haven't really gotten one. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we have a close parallel here.
I'd have to see what's playing on that bar TV in Attack of the Clones again. I only remember the robot football one.
Oh yeah. There's also, I believe, no, it wasn't sports. He was watching in Brotherhood. He was watching the pod races. I thought he was watching sports for some reason because Anakin seems like that type of dude. It's still in the back of my mind, tickling my fancy with the whole Ludwig Göransson Rogue Squadrons, and need to see Wedge and Nora in Rogue Squadron. like old man Wedge Antilles, or are you talking about like timeline wise younger Wedge?
Look at the size of that thing.
I think Rogue Squadron's gonna be post Tross, don't you?
I hope so. That's what I'll say.
Wouldn't that go towards what they said in the Variety or Vanity Fair article? They can't keep on going back. They got to do new characters. I don't think Rogue Squadron's going to be returning characters and younger versions of characters. They have to go new. What do you guys think in the chat? What else can we talk about? What happened this week in Star Wars?
Well, I mean, well, now that you say that, though, if we do have Rogue Squadron, where they picked up the name to respect it, we do have pretty early on, especially in Shadows of the Sith, the New Republic has all these operations running in order to try and clean up the galaxy. There's still a lot of stuff out there. There's still some Imperial holdouts there. There's still going to be some First Order wannabes there, out there, pirates and whatnot. And really, the New Republic navies, or whatever is forming there, is the only chance for order. So yeah, I would like to see that.
I mean, not to kind of plug my own projects over here, but I think post Tross has a lot of potential to go into the Mandalorians. There's so many projects where, I mean, the Mandalorian itself doesn't go deep enough into Mandalorian as I hope, and that's primarily because of the timeline they are in. It's after the Night of 1,000 Tears, still rebuilding, Bo-Katan's still trying to like regroup everybody. But post Tross, in Echoes of the Past, the Mandalorians are a huge part, if not the main part of that story. And I think they can. There can be stories there that are told, new characters and old characters, but primarily new characters, and we need something that is primarily Mandalorian history and lore.
By the way, speaking of plugs, pretty soon I should have a video out on how I would bring Starkiller into canon, and it's kind of like the first like mini chapter of what I would write. So I want to judge to see if the people are interested, and I'll keep just making the story as a series on my YouTube channel. But essentially, a thought of mine, and by the way, I will say I started writing this before I started reading Shadow of the Sith, so if there's any overlap, that is not intentional. But we know that the Sith have always had an interest in taking younglings, right? We saw Cad Bane doing it in the Clone Wars. We've seen the Inquisitors doing it in Rebels, and they put a stop to it. But who's to say that was the first time? Who's to say they hadn't successfully, I am writing a mini story where we have Starkiller, but essentially he's one of those kids. Now they're typically taken to become agents, of the dark side. They don't have the ability to become Sith or anything like that. They're not nearly powerful enough, but they're going to be a lot more capable than your average person. But what if one of them is a lot more powerful than the others and is kind of holding it back? And what if someone helps them escape? My thought was we could have someone like Vane, right, the keeper of Vader's castle, essentially being a member of the Acolytes of Beyond, where they worship Sith, both old and new, who thinks to himself, well, we always want Sith, and the rule of two is a recent development, right? That wasn't always the thing, and it always runs the risk of the Sith going extinct. So I want to take this boy and do like a Superboy type thing, where the premise is we're going to train him in the event that we lose like we lose Vader or Palpatine, or one of them turns, and this person will be trained and raised believing that they are the heir to Vader.
Yeah. You know, and I guess if you want to know how Starkiller fits into Choco's canon, just stay tuned for that, and
You will know.
I appreciate the setup.
yeah, absolutely. Now, Woodsy the Beast says, I think the first Force Unleashed fits into canon nicely. I would have to disagree with that.
Not if you watch Rebels.
primarily because, you know, I think the biggest contradiction is that Vader is training Galen to overthrow the Emperor, and that flies largely in the face of why he wants Luke. And then there's like, you know, Ram Koda, there's like other Jedi out in the universe that don't exist within, you know, the Rebel infrastructure as we know it going into Rebels. Listen, it doesn't fit into canon nicely, but there are ways to fit it into canon. It just wouldn't be one-to-one. And I particularly like Choco's implementation here, using the Inquisitors and the stolen Force-sensitive younglings. Because you're right, you might have stopped them there in that episode of Rebels, but what about previously when you weren't there to stop it? There are younglings out there that were snatched, and what are they doing now? You know, there's a lot of Inquisitors we don't know about. Also, I think there's like three or four more brothers and sisters that we just don't know.
Yeah, there's a handful where you're just like, who's that? I don't know. And I love that they started with the numbers low and go up, because now we also don't know how high the numbers could possibly go.
99th brother, 66th sister.
It's just 99. It's the clone.
Sith Force 99. I'm gonna crash my spaceships in Star Citizen, but love y'all. Can't wait to spend the weekend together. Hey, thank you for tuning in, Chase. Can't wait to meet you in 4 days. Thank you for stopping by. What's up, Harith Productions with the Grogu first time chat? Not first time chat, but hello chat. We're just shooting the shit, talking about Star Wars. You guys can bring up topics as much as you want in the chat. We are just hanging out today. Lots incoming in the coming week, so we're just kind of taking this time to kind of chill and temper ourselves for all what we have planned in the coming week, because we're going to be busy during the day, busy during the night, and crying in our sleeps after Kenobi's episodes.
Sleep.
I close my eyes and assemble Futurus into Satil Shan's quarters. Hello, Zane Pat. Darthman says, oh, by the way, do I have to pick a ship? Yes, you do. And you can go ahead and DM me on Discord. Do I have you on Discord? Let's see. I don't think I have you on Discord. But hit me up on Discord, man. It's let's see. It's element 7 #7403. So add me on Discord, DM me your ship, and I'll add you to the Dyad squad. Is it the Dyad squad? Dyad squadron? Squadron Dyad?
Dyad Squadron, I think is good.
Yeah. I think so too. Maul's ship? Which one is Maul's ship? Does he ever have like a singular ship?
Yeah, the infiltrator. Yeah. That's his ship. I mean, it's known as a Sith infiltrator. The model of the ship is a No, it's escaping me. But yeah, it's known as the Scimitar. Is the name.
Okay. The one from the Phantom Menace. Yeah, I was just going through like because like when he came back in the Clone Wars, he just had whatever the hell he took. I was like, did he have a ship? But yeah, it's the
Spider
Scimitar.
legs are my ship.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna write this down really quickly, and I'm gonna change the graphic from Squadron 7 to Dyad Squadron. And Darth Man 86 is in the Scimitar. Gotcha. Okay. What up, St. Pat? How you doing today? How's your weekend going though so far? We're just kind of hanging out, talking to the chat, and kind of taking it easy until next week, where we're just gonna be really, really busy.
Yep.
What do you got? What do you want to talk about, Choco? You got anything pending in that whole big old noggin?
It's just there's so many unknowns, and that's why I'm actually trying actively not to overplan. Because I mostly am just gonna grab my camera and walk the floors and hang out. There's a few panels I'm super excited to see, and mutuals I'm really excited to meet. But yeah, I'm really excited for karaoke. So you guys may not know this, but I used to karaoke like a couple times a week when I was living in Portland. It's been a long time, so it's going to be a lot of fun as well.
I'm Filipino, so our occupation before we can even get a job is karaoke. Leading up to when you're about 16, you get your first job at McDonald's or fast food, you are karaoke. And then afterwards, you go to family gatherings and you karaoke. You sing "Live and Leave It Out Loco" by Ricky Martin. That's the thing you did. Nowadays, it's Disney songs. I like to sing "I See the Light" from Tangled. I like to sing "A Whole New World" and "Make a Man Out of You" and all of that stuff. But there are some things that I'm hoping that are in the song list that, Choco and I can rock out to and do some...
Can't stop till you get enough.
But it's going to be fun. Either way, we're going to be really, really busy, but there's going to be a lot to do, but most of it's going to be with really, really cool people. And so I say this with, very excited a tone, which is we're going to be very, very busy next week, but a lot of that is going to be with a lot of great people that we can't wait to meet and hang out with. Not the least of which is our stream from our couch for the reaction, or stream from the couch for Dyad, with everyone that is there. It's just gonna be it's gonna be like a mukbang. I'm probably gonna order a pizza or something and just kind of do this, but in person. Yeah, it's just gonna be crazy overall, and I'm glad that a lot of you are packing now. Nidra, y'all are taking it easy. Yes, we are taking it easy. How's your Saturday going? What are the thoughts on Corky? Are there new thoughts on Corky? Did something come out?
No, nothing came out. I mean, part of the Vanity Fair article, Kathleen Kennedy did talk about how it was brought up about how in the planning stages they thought about making Rey Kenobi at one point in time, and she kind of spoke about it, saying it was going to be really difficult to do anything that they feel is going to break away from the honoring the tenets that George Lucas had set before them. That's one of them. They're open to the discussion, but that's not something they're going to take lightly. So people were taking that to mean that Corky Kenobi couldn't possibly be a thing. I don't necessarily believe that, but I'm still not a truther.
I think I've shifted a little where Corky remains the pathway to it, just not the key to it. We'll see.
I would love. Okay, here's the story I want to write for it. Essentially, that Satine and Bo-Katan had an older brother, and you could have some sort of mission or something like that where there could be famine, or some type of illness on Mandalore, and basically they set out with their older brother, his pregnant wife, and his two sisters. They get into some shenanigans with some locals, and he has to sacrifice himself and have them waiting in hiding in order to survive. You could do something like that where, yes, they would absolutely have a sibling, which means that Corky would be their nephew, but you could also frame it so that Satine could realize, hey, if we were more cooperative with the other systems here, in Mandalorian space, we could have prevented this sickness from spreading. We could have prevented this famine. We could have done all this stuff. And that leads her to taking her pacifist route because she doesn't want that type of thing to happen to anyone ever again. But at the same time, you could have Bo-Katan experience the same exact thing and think to herself, if I was stronger, I could have fought beside him and we all could have made it. And have that be the driving force between her taking to the old ways. I always love when there's one incident and people take it in wildly different directions. But you could write there's 1,000 things you could write that could satisfy all of them. So that's why I'm not sold, because I can see so many other avenues for storytelling.
I think now this might be a light spoiler for Shadow of the Sith. Have you started reading it?
I'm halfway through.
I think that, I'm a truther, so I think Corky could still be that, and his daughter is the grandmother that was very wonderful.
Yeah.
But we'll wait until, June 28th, until Shadows actually comes out. We'll talk about all of that. But
have you finished it?
No. I think I'm probably guessing I'm around where you are, but it is a possibility. I mean, there has to be a reason why they are going into her parents now. But that lineage from the parents before her parents, I mean, we know where the father came from, but the mother is another entirely different lineage that we have yet to explore, and there's still some answers to be given in that front.
And I still can't wait to start dunking on Rey Palpatine people, because that was never her name.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just nice being right. Vindicated.
Yeah. Wow, you guys haven't started packing yet. I mean, I won't have to pack until the day of, simply because it's 30 minutes for me. But I'm playing chaperone to a few people. Cal, looking at you. First time in California, I think, for first time on the West Coast. We'll be hanging out with Cal. And he will be streaming after us too, so check out twitch.tv/Cal4. Man, lots of people we're meeting. Chase, Sawyer, Cal, Chris, Beth, Nidra, Harith, Pat, DePaul, Luke, Char. There's so many people, and more than 40 people, I think, close to 50 people now.
God, my little introvert heart might not be able to take it, but it's okay. I will.
Also,
soldier through.
Aren't you a guest on one of the podcasts on the podcast stage?
Yes, I will be a guest on a podcast stage on Saturday.
Saturday, what time?
Saturday, I believe at 1:30, but I'll have to double check.
Let us know, man. We gotta show up in full force to support Choco on the podcast stage. I will definitely be rooting for Choco and chanting Darth Choco and making sure that everyone joins in on that chant. Or no, I'm not gonna.
I would also accept Darth Chocobo.
Darth Chocobo, absolutely. I was going to ask an out of touch question: which color are you? But which color Chocobo are you?
Golden.
I would argue that now this has nothing to do with anything present in terms of qualifiers, but I would argue that my favorite is the black Chocobo. And although the golden one goes like everywhere, I think the black Chocobo.
Always bet on black. Yeah. No, I agree.
I haven't started packing. I'm just waiting for no reason. I am waiting because I like to wait. But also, I just have to like pack up this camera, one of these lights, my audio interface, and my shotgun mic, and that's good to go. And some clothes. I also have to bring some whiteboards so I can beat Choco. And it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. I gotta bring make sure my bag is big enough to fit my my championship belt.
You're not gonna have to worry about that.
I think I will.
Either way, I'm just gonna hang it from one of the posts in the car and just let it dangle. Why would it be in the bag, man? You gotta you gotta flex that championship.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang it from my rearview mirror.
And then you're gonna get pulled over. Not for that, but you're just gonna get pulled over.
Also true.
Yeah, a little on the nose there. My apologies on that one. But I mean, of course, that's always a possibility. Dyad, Battle of the Heroes. Oh, I think Luke actually let the cat out of the bag earlier too. Oh yeah. He said the finalist and the champion, of course. I don't know how much lab work have you done?
I've done a bit. I mean, it's not as much as I should have, but that's okay. I've been watching the matches though, and I actually feel, from what I've seen on every match, I do feel like I could have taken all of them. So
really?
So we'll see.
Really? It's a lot.
There's a few that are a little close, but still,
it's a lot different going into it rather than watching it.
Watching it, yeah, which is very true. So always gotta prep, but it's also hard because I'm still making content at the same time, and I'm still I'm trying to finish the Shadow of the Sith, and I still work full time and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just a lot to do, man. I'm still doing lab work myself. I don't know how much I will be able to do before next week, but I'm going to take this opportunity to do as much as possible to ensure that the belt is around my waist.
But more than anything else, it's respect for the opponent. That's really what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Last year I actively did zero studying because I wanted it to be more fair. So this year's different.
Now you're just studying because you don't want to lose. Which is, it's a funny little kind of ecosystem that like a shift. Because you know when we first started doing content and we did our first like trivia tournament, it seemed like everyone was like, I don't want to face Element, I don't want to face Choco. But nowadays there are some heavy hitters in this community that knows their stuff, and we would both be remiss if we treated this like anything less than serious competition. And I'm just glad my work paid off, because all of my opponents thus far have kept it very, very close in terms of the score until I hit my stride. You could see a lot of my matches on Podwan's podcast up until I believe versus Chris, Star Wars Lawyer, is up. There's something in me that kind of like clicks at the start of round 2, where I will say this: be careful, especially with what you spin on as well. Yep. Because I believe, like, I'm not going to tell you my weaknesses, because I've been padding my study sessions for my weaknesses. So I feel like I am a little bit more overall well-rounded now than I was a year ago, a couple months ago, 2 weeks ago. And that's we're just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna win.
All right. I love the confidence. Let's do it.
Whoa, did you guys just say the questions were too easy, Luke said? Yeah, Choco.
Huh? So the questions were too easy? You know them or you don't know them. Typically that's how I find a lot of it to be. And the matches I've watched, I knew them. So, but again, I'm not going to take my opponent lightly. Also, mostly because I would like to step up into the range of the Demolantes and the Alexes. That's who we're coming from.
Pretty much. I mean, that's how serious we're taking it. This is the demon and the hunter. It's like, now, of course, I'm being a little bit silly with mine. My nickname is Looking, and Choco is probably the chocolate Terminator or something. I don't know. What's your nickname in this?
I actually hadn't decided on one yet, but I'll figure something out.
Okay. We're just taking this really seriously, and I think Luke and Aerith here are aggressively typing harder questions, which is not something that I want. Because I know your guys's idea of a tougher question, and I have to warn you guys against doing those types of questions. And you know which questions I'm talking about. It's just, be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. Yeah, you can make them difficult without like saying, please recite the 300 notes of Swan Lake. Is it Swan Lake? What was the name of this? What was the name of the opera? Was it Swan Lake? No.
Probably.
It was something Lake. Oh, good thing that wasn't a trivia question. What's the name of the opera in Revenge of the Sith? It's something Lake.
Oh. Yeah, I can't recall either. So you might want to add that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm immediately going to look it up after this, but I'm pretty sure it's either Swan Lake or Squid Lake or something. It was Mon Calamari, I believe, right? And
Yeah.
something Lake, whatever. I'm going to go back to my following statement, Choco. Watch the one premiering on Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, if it is the question now, we're going to look it up afterwards for sure. Darthman asks, did I miss an episode where Kree lost or Kier lost? I think Luke is just being spoilery over here. I don't think that episode is out, but I think the cat's out the bag. I will be challenging Choco for the title, and I will be thusly putting that title in my car on my way home, and I will shine it with my katana oil. Nidra says you're right. Squid Games. Is it Squid Lake?
It is Squid Lake.
Okay. So that was an autocorrect. Now I know Nidra has seen the K-drama Squid Game. And it is a great drama. You guys should watch that. There's also another K-drama you guys should be watching right now called Sound of Magic. And I told Chuck about this. I don't know if you've watched it with your wife yet.
No, bro, I'm in the lab.
Oh, jeez. Watch Sound of Magic. It's 6 episodes. You guys will thoroughly enjoy it. I'll tell you what. You tell me when you're going to watch it with your wife. I will stop doing the lab, and until you guys are done, and then I'll be like, okay, back to work. You literally did a Squid Game Ahsoka. I have to go look at that. I'm sorry, Nidra. I will have. I mean, what was that just like an audio thing, or did you actually go to like? Because I know people in downtown LA are doing Squid Game, like games, in parking lots, and just like recreating that stuff. I unfortunately have not participated, but it'd be pretty fun. What else we got? What happened this week in Star Wars? Not much, huh?
I mean, what?
We had the Vanity
What
Fair.
happened? I was like, did we talk Vanity Fair already?
We did on our Dyad Reacts video.
Yeah, on Dyad Reacts. It was like, yeah. But man, so much news. I mean, of all the portions of that article, what got you excited the most?
Acolyte for sure. Bye. Just knowing the timeline for Acolyte. I mean, for the longest time we were like, who could be the Acolyte? Is it Keith Trennis, or is it someone closer to Dooku's time? But it is a generation removed from both sides, so it's a little bit tougher to speculate that on that front. Of course, we're going to see Yoda and all of them, but it'll be interesting to see who the actual Acolyte actually is.
Yeah. And then for me, I'm just super excited to have seen the Mon Mothma images. I never thought in a million years that Andor is also going to have like a dual narrative that focuses on her. And I hope we get a lot more of seeing the rebellion's first steps. I think that's going to be super cool. And some of that stuff you can find in like Leia, Princess of Alderaan. Some of that stuff was in like the Revenge of the Sith novelization. And I hope we get a lot of the like juicy nuggets there.
Absolutely. There's so many shows incoming. It's hard not to be excited for all of them. And Andor is one of them. Of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi incoming in a week and 7 days. And Ahsoka. Oh gosh, Ahsoka. And you know, we still have Lando, we still have droids, we still have a whole bunch of like slates that is, you know, coming out in 23, and then we have some movies, just a lot. But Acolyte for sure, because we need some dark side lore. Harriet says Choco and Element also think of walkout music. I already did. It's the Yoda it's the Yoda epic theme that's mixed with Oogway.
Kissed by a Rose Seal. Thank you.
Okay, well there you have it. Although I think there's some copyright issues with Choco's selection. We'll have to change that to
true.
We'll have to change it to troll. But we'll see. Vision season 2, of course, absolutely. And then the Bad Batch season 2 panel is also going to be at Star Wars Celebration. There's just so much. There's so much to keep in our hearts and minds for Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's such a great time to be a Star Wars fan.
I'm tired already.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's not a bad thing either. Like, you can be tired, like, for real, and just like... All right, what do we have next? And I'm so glad that we are in this time.
Oh yeah, we're so freaking spoiled. It's not even funny. You know what I mean? Like growing up, we get one thing, and then we gotta wait 3 years for the 2-3 years for the next thing, and now we're just getting hit with the water hose, and it's awesome.
Absolutely. And you think about how excited people were when The Force Awakens dropped. That was it. That's all we had at that time, and people were crying. Now it's like the saga is over, but then we have a movie, show, comics, books. Like, we got everything coming out, and it's like there's no lull whatsoever. There might be a lull in visual media, but as a Star Wars fan, who is engaged in all forms of Star Wars, there isn't a lull. This month was Brotherhood, next month is Shadow of the Sith, and the month after that is Padawan. And in the upcoming months after that, Phase 2 of High Republic. It's gonna be crazy. So the content incoming is just gonna be nonstop for all types of media, whether it's books, comics, movies, and TV shows. We're all here crying over TV show trailers when, like, a couple of years back, we only had one movie trailer after 40 years. And we were like, oh man, it's such a good time to be a Star Wars fan. Now, this is the would I call it the Renaissance? This would be the golden era. This is the golden age of Star Wars, in my opinion.
Yeah. This is second.
Chris says we're also almost there. Chris, can't wait for your first bowl of ramen on Wednesday. Oh yeah, you said you were going to be arriving a little bit late, so I would need to know from you if you prefer, well, I mean, I don't know, I'm asking you if you prefer this or that when you never even had them.
Yeah.
So there's a soy sauce based broth, there's also a miso based broth, and you can get like a dashi or a seafood based broth as well. Depends on if the restaurant has that, but you'll have to tell me. We'll talk in DMs on what you would prefer, because I'd like to order for you so that on your way to the place it could be ready. But it's gonna be wild. You've never had ramen. Not once in his life, not even instant. Being a Star Wars fan is a full-time job. You know what? Yes.
It is now.
It is. And it's a crazy job too, because it includes stuff like Celebration. But we're all for it. And you know, I wouldn't want to trade this fandom for any other fandom. To be completely
not
honest
even
with you.
close. Not even close. I mean, I just there's like, man, I've been making, you know, content for like the past 2 years, and this whole journey has been like super awesome. I know that, and that's why we can't wait to hang out with you guys. That's why this is going to be a lot more special than any other convention ever.
Absolutely. We have to coordinate the days in which we wear Dyad in the Force. Most likely on that Saturday when you're on the podcast stage. Gotta get that little bit of a visual plug.
Yeah, about that. I'm actually gonna be on Thursday at 3:30.
Even better. Thursday at 3:30. Guys, that's about it for the show. We're just kind of taking it easy this time, just because the upcoming week is going to be crazy. But Darth Choco is going to be on the podcast stage as a guest on a podcast Thursday 3:30 p.m. So don't forget to fit that into your schedules. I will be there in the crowd shouting, "Let's go!" I mean, no, I won't be just chanting that. I'll be chanting, "Let's go, Choco-Lo." And be showing
the
support.
nerdy wordy book club. We're gonna be diving into Brotherhood even more than we already have. And so, if you have some extra tidbits that you also wanna share, like, let me know, and I'll give you all shout outs from the stage as well.
Oh, absolutely. Woodsy B says not Star Wars related, but I'm so excited, I'm just so happy Daredevil's coming back. Oh yeah, the new. Has that been confirmed, or is that leaks?
So I didn't read the article, but I believe it's confirmed. I believe it's confirmed that there is a new Daredevil series coming. Now, they did not specify whether or not this is season 4 or a new series. Which could be interesting.
That'd be so funny if they confirmed it and then said, "And now introducing your new Daredevil," another person entirely, and just like
Ben Affleck. No.
Oh man. So, you know, let's see here. Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Choco on the podcast stage at Star Wars Celebration. I will also be there, not on the stage, but supporting Choco. And then on Saturday night, we will be, if you guys can go to bars, if you guys are of age to go to bars, we will be hosting an hour of entertainment there for the Keeg Show, and along with Sawyer. And yeah, just a lot to look forward to in the coming week. You know.
Yep. And so we'll be doing like the first show there. The second show there is going to be Mesa Windu and Theories by T. I'm not sure who the third is on that one, but yeah, it's going to be cool. I mean, discounts on drinks when we're chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on by and hang out. I mean, geez, not only Choco and myself and Sawyer, but we got Mesa Windu and Theories by T and whoever the third is. We're just going to hang out. Keeg as well. We're just going to hang out and have some fun. And just shoot the shit. You know what I mean? This coming week and weekend is going to be so fun, so tiring, so sweaty. But it's all worth it. But with that said, I would like to thank you guys. Yes, drinks, DePaul. Drinks. We are going to be at a bar. And that'll also be happening at karaoke as well. That too. And man, there's so much planned. I can't wait for Star Wars Celebration, guys. 4 days away. And with that said, I do have to give a shout out to our future Dyad Squadron, our current channel members. We have everyone in their respective ships. Thank you so much to Darthman as well for, becoming a member today and choosing the scimitar. That will be updated for you as soon as we get off of here, so that I can update the graphics to look more like the Dyad Squadron. And if you guys aren't aware, we are kind of going through a rebranding of this channel, and now all of your contributions are helping the both of us. So all of the love that you drop, all of the ramen crates, that all goes towards the both of us, and it's we're trying to make this
of Dyad Studios.
Yes, and towards the future of Dyad Studios, and all of this towards the rebranding of Dyad in the Force instead of the channel Element 7, which I mean, honestly, that was my channel going into it like 8 years ago, and so no invite. You're definitely invited. This is why we're telling you about it. Saturday night. When is it? 9 p.m. I think is our slot.
Is our slot, but it's not like we won't be there before and after.
Yeah,
it's also cool because since we're doing it this way, like most of the bars in the area will have to close at a specific time. But if you guys wanted to continue hanging out, it essentially becomes a private party, which allows us to stay open. So, yeah. If you want to,
we'll have more information for you guys leading up to the event, but it will be at on Saturday night. It will be at a bar, and
it's called Bruheim in Anaheim.
What is it called?
Bruheim.
But we'll have exact addresses for you guys. As we get closer and closer to the dates. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this chill vibe Saturday. Thank you for asking your questions and just, engaging with us. 4 days, Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022. We will be there, and I can't wait to meet everybody. Choco, any final words? No final word. I mean, there will not be a High Ground podcast this week because I will be pretty busy with stuff. But we'll be making lots and lots of content in order to compensate for that in the coming week. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out with us. All right, that's the end. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life,
we are all the Republic.
And may the Force be with you.